A very big welcome to the Race Network Leads and Future Leads 2024 series. Today is about thriving networks and thriving talent. Whilst we're waiting for everyone to join, please introduce yourself in the chat, those who haven't. Thank you for those who have. By typing a name, phonetic spelling would be great, job title and company, and what you hope to get from today's event. As Javed always says, this is a sandwich snack and part of the event. So today's event is our last one for 2024 for this group, but you will be pleased to know we'll have more in 2025. If any of your organizations would be interested in sponsoring one or the whole series, please do let us know. We run probably about 30 of these events a year. The Race Network Leads and Future Leads we've been running for a number of years, and I think we've touched over 2,000 people. And the data and insight we get back from you is just remarkable and makes a huge difference to making things relevant. Today's focus, as I mentioned, is around thriving networks and thriving talent. My name is Raj Tulsiani. I'm the Chief Executive of Green Park, and along with Javed, we're the co-founders of Race Equality Matters. As always, a bit of housekeeping to start. So to help make our events more accessible, when registering, we do ask for any accessibility arrangements we can offer to support. We will try our best to meet your needs, but please bear in mind we have limited resources. And these are free events. So closed captioning is enabled in the main session. There's also a link in the chat for captioning during the virtual breakout rooms, which we'll share again later. The event is recorded, except for the breakout rooms. So you'll be able to have access to it after the event. And please, the stuff in it that helps, do share it. We're all trying to kind of create the same, more inclusive future. During the session, your sound will be auto-disabled to minimize disruption to others. So please share ideas and questions in the chat, and we'll do our best to respond to these. The chat does tend to be quite busy after the breakout session, so heads up in advance if you need to switch the sound off. If you're utilizing accessibility tools, there could be quite a lot of pings. So over the next 75 minutes, there'll be polls. Because you've asked for more opportunities to network and learn from each other, we have not one, not two, not three, but 4 opportunities to collaborate. One of which will be sharing your highlights of Black History Month. You'll hear from some expert speakers who will share how their organizations focus on thriving networks and thriving talent. There'll also be an opportunity to share your thoughts on how Race Equality Matters can help you more, and this community in particular. So we'll finish on the dot at 1:45. By participating, you will receive a free resource with around 50 ideas and insights from today's topics that we will collate, we will put together, and then we'll share with all of you. Again, you can use that as you see fit. I'm not asking for any money on that. We're just trying to continue this journey of sharing what's working, what's engaging people, what can make a difference with as many people who care as possible. As you know, but certainly for the new people today may not know, Race Equality Matters is focused on providing colleagues and tools and resources, solutions and skills to make an impact on tackling race inequality in your organization. We are interested in incremental evidence of improvement in intersectional equality, but always through the prism of race. So we don't want that to be left behind, put in the too difficult quadrant, or replaced by a proxy like social mobility. We create concepts and solutions in collaboration with this community and other communities within Race Equality Matters and Green Park. But they're always done with those people with lived experience of racial inequality and our community of change makers. So the idea is we're taking things that work in one place and trying to simplify them so other people can use them in other places or adapt them to their own needs. So thank you to the people who do contribute and help us. We also try to shine a light on other solutions that make an impact, regardless of where they're coming from. For those who are new today, just to briefly introduce you to our solutions. So It's Not Micro, which tackles microaggressions and micro incivilities at work. I think We're still talking about the first month we launched that, and we got 1.75 billion social media hits. That would be a great thing for someone to sponsor, if I'm honest. The 5-day challenge, we do that every year, and a new one will be launched later this month. Tea break, which is a structured conversation to open up important race-related issues that matter to you and your colleagues. My name is, which focuses on the importance of correctly using phonetic spellings. So it's not micro, it's about microaggressions, but it's my name is that got that huge social media campaign. My fault. Sorry, Jared. Safe Space Plus, which is, again, a structure that enables brave conversations, some uncomfortable discussions, and more importantly, it's quite action focused. And the feedback we've got from that is that because it's independent, it's less career threatening, because you can all say, well, it wasn't me, it's the structure of the program. So in some organizations that are quite low or unsophisticated on their diversity journey, we still have to create the conditions where people will engage without feeling exposed. And finally, the Big Promise tool, which is all about turning actions into words. All of these are available free. Please do download them or utilize what you can from them to help in your own organizations. Critically or crucially, all our solutions are focused on making a significant impact, and they do, as you can see from the screen. We provide many of these solutions and resources for free, and they include support around how to do it right, guides, and events. Anna will provide a link in the chat so you can find all of the information and the parts of the website that might be relevant to you. We also provide additional resources and workshops to our members and partners. As a reminder, the 5-day challenge is coming up soon. In this, there are 5 challenges that take 5 minutes over 5 days. This year, we'll focus and cover the following themes: inclusive language, recognizing privilege, intersectionality, code switching or masking, and day 5 is all about turning what we've learned into action through the Big Promise. Again, this is a structure that's tried, tested, co-created and designed. You can use it as is, you can change it, but all we ask is that, where we can help, you're allowing us to help. And where you get great learnings or you find about blockages, we find out about that too, because this is all part of a campaign. All of this wouldn't be possible without the support of our fantastic and invaluable partners. So a big thank you to our key partners like Green Park and Lloyds of London, who power Race Equality Week and financially support Race Equality Matters, along with a collaboratory and a lifetime visionary partner, BT, who I haven't heard from in 3 years. Our partners who are a bit more active and do engage: Auto Trader, HS2, Direct Line, Amy, Edelman, Network Rail, and CMS. We couldn't do it without them. We're a not-for-profit, and we need to keep further funding to keep going. As with many things this year, it feels like it's been a real struggle. So having just turned 4 years old, we are not in a position to keep offering everything for free as we used to. But one way you can help us is becoming a funding or commercial partner, and we'd love to hear from you. So please do get in touch about what our offer is and how even the smallest intervention can help. To help us to help you, and particularly for those organisations who support our work and support your work with a budget, we also offer some REM expertise where we can come in and support you in your work or help facilitate one of your solutions in the organisation. Alternatively, to help support Race Equality Matters and help you, we now have a REM membership programme. So you and your organisations will be joining over 100 member organisations, and that membership provides additional support through exclusive access to a newly developed REM membership hub, which includes early access to Race Equality Week, a participant pack and a 5-day challenge, a license to use the REM member logo, exclusive events and workshops for all your employees, insights and ideas and other paid for resources that would be free to members, and an invite to co-create new solutions, one of which is the next iteration of our AI, our inclusive leadership AI, DigiBot, which does get trialed and first access to people who are in the network. You also get free credits for the job board, and we'll continue building things into the offer based on what people need and what they want. So I reckon that's worth at least £5,000, and Jarvid is giving it away for £5.99 plus VAT. It's a steal. If you're interested in joining the 100 plus organisational members, then please say so in the last poll, where we ask you if you're interested in a membership, and one of us will be in touch in the next few days to arrange a conversation. Or you can just email Anna directly for a chat, and she will get back to you. She's going to put her email in the chat. So we look forward to some of you coming closer to us, and we look forward to trying to support all of you. So before we start this important session, we're going to do our opening poll to get a sense of who's in the room and what the state of the nation is. I'm hoping that we're not going to talk about the American election, because I think that's probably got everybody in a more high state of anxiety than we were last week. But if you could answer all the questions, we'll share the results, and I tend to go when we're around 60% ready.
Thank you all for taking part in the opening State of the Nation poll. So it's great to see 32% here are allies and 67% identify as ethnically diverse or appropriate equivalent. Question 2, sort of the roles people play that are attending today. So 22%, so 1 in 5 of you senior leaders. Then we've got 14% HR professionals, 23% D&I professionals, 15% Race Network members, and 31%, so roughly 1 in 3 of us are Race Network leads. So fantastic to have you all here today. Question 3, have you been to a previous Race Network event before? As you can see, 51%, so more than half of you are new, which is fantastic. 24%, so a quarter of you have been more than once, and so a very big welcome back to you all. And some of you, 21%, have been here once before, so this is your second time. So looking forward to see you next time for the third time. Question 4. Does your Race Network collaborate with other employee resource groups to drive change? So we really want to see how much collaboration is going on. So 11% of you don't have a network. Of the remainder, 37% say on occasions you do, 28% regularly do, and then the rest not sure. So 28% regularly interacting with their other networks. So guess what we'd love to see is more of this happening, so we can learn what works from each other. Question 5. Do you feel your Race Network has influence in your organisation? So again, 12% saying don't have a network, and then not at all, not enough, or a little is just under 50%, so 48%. 20% saying a good amount, and 10% great deal. So 30% saying a good amount or a great deal. You feel your network has influence in your organisation. We'd love to hear from you and share how you're making that work. Question 6, how is your Race Network supported? So again, you're taking out those that have had a network. We then got 25% to get some funding. So it'd be great to see, is that serious funding? So you can pay and get some resource and expertise and support in, or is it just for coffee and sandwiches? 41% is getting time allowance to work on it, so that's getting better, but still 60% not getting that. So we know people are sort of doing it on top of their day jobs, and we salute you all. 41% senior sponsorship, so again it'd be great to see these figures improve, but sadly 19% minimal support and 2% no support. Question 7, how do you feel your Race Network is valued in the organisation? So taking out those that we don't have a network, we've got 29% said it's utilised positively as a business asset, so that's 29%. 30% said they're given a voice in key decision making, and we'd love to hear again more from both of you. So all your organisations that are doing that, and then 17% said not really valued at all. So yeah, roughly 1 in 3 do feel it is seen of value. Do you think being a race network leader will help in personal and career development? So 20% saying yes in a small way, 40% saying it will have some impact, and then 24% saying a great deal. So yeah, we'd love to keep a track on this over the coming months and years to see, do people realise and see being a race network lead does add value to people's personal development and careers, and we'd love organisations to promote people or recruit people when they've got this kind of expertise under their wing. And the final question: in this year's Black History Month, how engaged do you think your organisation was? So as you can see here, you got 23% saying not at all and less than before, 23%, and then 37% saying same as before, and a third, 33% saying more than before. So quite a mixed bag there. And seeing on social media, lots of feeling there was less engagement, but here it seems to be a mix. Okay, thank you all for that, and on to the next part. Welcome all. So before we start to focus on thriving networks and thriving talent, we're going to give you all opportunity to learn from each other straight away. We know how important Black History Month is, and with it being so fresh in our minds, we thought it'd be helpful for you to hear from each other and share what worked well. There may be ideas that you could use in the future and potentially for Race Equality Week. So we said this will be a very interactive and sharing event. So we'd now like you to go into your first breakout session. The discussion is, what were your highlights for Black History Month? What worked well? You'll get into groups of between sort of 7 and 10. You'll have 7 minutes. When you go in there, don't spend time introducing yourselves because you'll use that 7 minutes up. If someone could just sort of keep mind of the time, we will give you a 1 minute warning. And also, if you can have your cameras on, that's fantastic. But if not comfortable, that's fine. The more they go into the breakout sessions, the better it is for each other. But we also appreciate for some people not comfortable or don't want to, you can stay on this side of the fence. So if you could put people into the groups, that'd be fantastic. Hello, welcome back, everyone. So obviously that went quick. We try to fit a lot in. I think in our group, lots of rich stuff coming through. And I think if I was saying your name correctly, Fazila, I really do apologise for you sort of getting into your flow and it being cut off. However, this is really important. So what we'd like you all to do, if you can all throw into the chat some your highlights or key things, that what we'll do is we will collate it and then we'll share it with you all later. So hopefully we'll have like 100+ ideas here. So don't worry about typos, spellings, just bullet pointing, whatever's simple. We'll tidy up later and we will share it in a document with, and it'll be anonymized. Yeah. So if we give you like sort of about 30-40 seconds just to throw your highlights or key things you did in the chat, that'd be lovely. Just in my group alone, there were about at least 12 different things that will happen. So if we can collate this, it gives you all ideas. And this will be a document you can all use later. So I can see you've got 4 or 5 things in there at the moment. I'll let you keep doing that. So yeah, we'll have a poll. That's fantastic, Sam. So keep doing that. There's a quick poll now with 2 questions, which is relevant to the next speaker. So if you could just answer these 2 questions. So this is just the 2 questions. How well does your organization do in retaining its ethnically diverse talent? So you can see the first 2 is 32% saying not well at all or poorly. So that's 1 in 3. 57% saying okay, and only 11% saying well or very well. So really, it's in the middle of the okay, but yes, 32% poorly or not well at all. So that's a real issue. But I guess it reflects our observations as well. And second question: how well does your organisation do in promoting its ethnically diverse talent? And as you can see here, again, not well at all and poorly being 51%. So more than half of you think not promoting its ethnically diverse talent, 36% okay, and then well and very well is 12%. So really small numbers here. So again, it's something that we'd love to work with you and support you to help tackle. Thank you for taking part. So what we'll do now is introduce today's first speaker, who unfortunately can't be here today, but we did a recording with them. I think it's yesterday or Monday. Is the Chief Inspector Craig Malia from North Yorkshire Police, and they're one of our bronze trailblazers, and he's got a covering talent and networks. Craig's worked for North Yorkshire Police for 22 years, and he leads the police race action plan there to improve trust and confidence in policing among Black communities. The role really spoke to Craig, who is an ally. He has dual heritage family members who've suffered horrendous racism and was badly let down by public services and admits including the police. They acknowledge they are in the infancy of their development, but have made some great progress already towards their ambition to be an actively anti-racist and truly inclusive organisation. I think what's important to say, Craig did ask the Race Network if it was too early to talk about what they've been doing to REM, but the network overwhelmingly agreed that due to the change that's been happening and they're seeing and feeling taking place, Craig should share their journey with you all and the impact to help you and inspire others. So just to put that as the network signed this off. And I said, so please play the video. Thank you, Sam. North Yorkshire Police is carrying out a major race cultural change program to improve trust and confidence in policing among Black communities. And it's moved from not tolerating racism to being anti-racist.
So I think the first thing is that we've moved from being an organisation that doesn't tolerate racism to being an actively anti-racist organisation. And I think what was really important for that was it came direct from the chief.
They changed the way that they manage unconscious bias.
It's for each individual within the organisation to really take a look at themselves and their own personal biases and not think that biases are a dirty word, that we've all got them, that we need to understand them, and we need to see how that affects our ethnic minority groups and the way we deal with our ethnic minority groups and victims and also communities, but also internally as well.
And they were moving away from a culture of fear and towards a learning culture.
As an organisation, the culture in the organisation has moved to a learning culture. So when we do make a mistake, it's really important that that's not like a punitive measure and that actually we're looking at it from a learning point of view, because the reality testing that we've carried out suggests one of the biggest fears for the workforce for us is that we've got a real strong fear of getting it wrong, of saying the wrong thing, not approaching it in the right way. And we all know that in policing, when we deal with matters of race, ethnicity, culture, very often they are under the spotlight. So senior officers will review the job that involves that individual, and they'll always ask the question, who's the officer in the case for this job? So that was bringing about kind of a fear amongst the organisation. So now we've moved to this learning culture. If we do genuinely get it wrong, just because we've got learning to take from it, then we deal with that in a really low level way and in a learning way so that that person can reflect on what they've done wrong and learn from it.
I think the first colleagues.
One of the key things we've looked at is colleagues coming back to work. So a number of our ethnic minority officers and staff have been off work long term with grievances or with problems at work that have not been fully dealt with. We've got those individuals coming back to work now, and that's really key for us. But actually, the next stage of that is retaining them at work and making sure that they have the opportunity to thrive. So it's learning from what mistakes we've made. I suppose another part of that is a program we've just launched called Launchpad. Previously, we've really struggled to engage female ethnic minority officers and staff. And I think it was almost a credibility issue that some of the suggestions felt a little tokenistic and a little bit as a knee-jerk reaction to officers and staff aren't feeling fully supported. What can we do? Or we'll just, I don't know, we'll throw some sergeant's grammar books at them, or we'll offer them courses, or we'll do this. So what we really wanted to do was go to those individuals and say, what is it that would really mean something to you? What is it that you actually want from us? And they all sort of spoke about a course which looked at developing them as individuals with some personal sort of skills around what their personal branding might look like, how they can develop their self-confidence, their sort of their want to drive themselves up the organisation or into a role within the organisation that they really wanted to aspire to, and sort of flipping it on its head, because we know that they will look at a job spec, see there's 10 things that they need to be able to do that job spec, and they can do 9 of them, but the one that they don't think they can do would hold them back. So it was really getting over that and looking at, look, you are 90% of the way there. We just need to support you to get that last 10%. And I think that was really important. And it was the first time that we offered a course out, and it was overwhelmingly accepted. But I think one of the key things is that people want to get involved with it because they're seeing the differences that are being made. And also, we've moved from asking lots of questions about what would make life better for you, how would you thrive within our organisation, to actually, you've already told us this information, we've acted on what you've said, and we've delivered, such as the launch pad. Am I, as a white leader, making decisions on your behalf, hoping that I am getting what is best for you, or do I sit down with you and ask you what you actually want? And I think that's really key, because I'd already said what I think should happen is that after every 3 times you're racially abused, as a member of staff, you should get a referral into our welfare department, and we should provide you with welfare. And I thought I was doing a really great thing. I thought I was really supportive. But actually, when you speak to our members of the network, they're saying to us, oh, please don't do that. What I really don't want to do is be really highlighted or have this need to be taken to a welfare meeting. What I'm doing is I'm using the network to get my support. So actually, I'll tell you when I want to be referred into welfare. And that was really interesting for me, because I thought I was doing this fabulous thing of supporting them, and actually that wasn't really the case. And also, I think one of the other reasons is that there's a structured meeting system between the chief officer team and the network. So they have a direct access to our chief officer to say what is on their mind, say what is causing them issues, but also what they're really pleased about, what's gone really well, and what they want to tell them.
Thank you, Craig. So hopefully that was insightful to you all. And the last thing he talked about is a model of the Safe Space Plus model, one of our solutions that you can access for free on our website. So what we'd now like to do is go into our second breakout session to share your thoughts of what more could organizations do to retain and promote its ethnically diverse talent. So what more could organizations do to retain and promote ethnically diverse talents? So again, you'll go into groups of 7 to 10. And again, if you just go straight into the question, give everyone a chance to have a say of it. And then we'll see you back in 7 minutes. So look forward to seeing you then. Thank you. For those that don't want to go there, please stay here, and you can put your answers in the chat here now, because we appreciate some of you might not be comfortable. But the more they're going to break out, the better. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. My group was interested. And one thing that came up is about is data, actually. By seeing the data and seeing progress, you see where it's happening or not. So I think that's, some people get a promotion, then maybe a long time after. So data is quite a key thing. We did say on our website, we have a solution, and this one has to be paid for, but I think it's about £500. So it's really affordable. We do have a data tool that, it's a high percentage rate of people take part in organizations because it comes through us, and it's all kind of anonymized and everything. So something you can have a look at later. So as I said, if you can all just throw into the chat your answers, what could organizations do to retain and promote their ethnically diverse talent? That'd be fantastic. So again, just put in it. Don't worry about typos. Put in bullet points, and we will anonymize it. So your ideas will do. What we also do is see what are the most common things people share, and we'll mark it in this. It's called an insights and ideas document. It's very pretty and pretty looking when you get it, more than a Word document. So if you can do that, let's try and get to 50 plus on this. I think we've got about 70 ideas in the last one, which is fantastic. Peter, when we send the follow-up notes to everyone that attended the event, can we just include the link to the data tool, please? Yeah. Okay, so I'll let a few of you just finish off that. We've got about 40 ideas there, which is brilliant. So before we hear from our next Trailblazer speakers, the Riverside, we'd like to give an update on Race Equality Week, because I think some of you came to a previous event where we were talking about the theme. Sam, if we can have that. Right, so theme reveal time. So this is where you'll be going, what is the theme? Jared, pantomime time. So what we'll do is I'll just go through the previous themes that we've had. Let's not go back to normal. And then we had action, not just words. It's everyone's business, and listen, act, change. So all these, if you could think about it, they do make a difference in helping us keep the momentum energy going for it. Next slide. Developing theme has gone through many idea generation reviews, polls, and lots of input from many of you. And you may be aware that we've been exploring the theme challenge it, change it, which we talked about last time. But at Race Equality Matters, we truly value your input, thoughts, and feelings. And many of you did like it, with 81% saying it is good or a strong theme. So the 81%. However, some of you shared slight concern that the word challenge could be intimidating for some, and also for some it could involve risk or resistance, especially for those that are maybe in a motoring organization. So we've listened to your thoughts and concerns and decided to park this one for now. And we've carried on putting the communities and your thoughts and ideas together. And so we believe the theme that we're going to go with captures the spirit and desires of you, the community. So we're delighted to reveal the theme for Race Equality Week 2025. So you can bang your tables, bang your drums. I'm sure some people you bought your drums for this. And the theme for 2025 Race Equality Week, which is powered by Lloyd's and Green Park, is every action counts. So every action counts. Think about it. If we all do one little thing, so we'll share more about this. We've got to get ready for Race Equality Week event later this month, and just remember that if we're just one person, we might think, what difference can we make? But there's another one person out there that's somewhere else doing something, and there's another one person out there that's trying to do something. But if we all get together, we can all create and be part of a movement. So this is where if every action counts and we all do one action, we can do more. But if everyone in your organization does one action, imagine the impact it has. So I said we'll have more of that coming forward. There'll be a link in the chat to be kept posted, and also for the Get Ready for Race Equality Week event. I said that's on the 20th of this month. So next slide, please. Thank you. So we're delighted to introduce our final speakers from Race Equality Matters Silver Trailblazers, the Riverside Group. And joining us are the fantastic Lynn Boker and Alison Cuddy. Riverside are a large social housing provider of affordable housing, care and support services in England and Scotland. They have more than 70,000 homes and operate in 175 local authorities across England and Scotland. Their vision is to transform the lives of people it houses and revitalise the neighbourhoods in which they live. Lynn Boker is responsible for the development, implementation, and embedding of EDI strategies across Riverside. And Alison Cuddy is the Housing Services Manager and Chair of their Empower Ethnically Diverse Staff Group for the Riverside Group. And Alison has been recognised in Housing Today's top 30 housing champion list, nominated for her valuable work in the sector and also work in inclusion. Unfortunately, again, they couldn't be here today, but they kindly recorded this video for us. So if we can play that, thank you.
Riverside Group have got a staff group for ethnically diverse colleagues and for our allies.
What difference has the network made at Riverside?
The Empower Staff Group supports the business as a partnership. We work in partnership with Riverside on policies and career progression. We monitor the facts, we monitor the stats that are produced from Riverside on a quarterly basis. And I think because we actually can see the progression and we can see the strategy and the action plan, we can also contribute to these things, and we're also consulted about things. And this is what grows the membership.
Can you share an example of how the network has supported
One of our
business?
really successful schemes that we've had on is definitely the guaranteed interviewed scheme. We've took positive action to address the underrepresentation with, our senior level roles. And we're offering it out to internal and external candidates from an ethnically diverse background for roles that are over 35,000 and above. And if they meet the criteria, we do guarantee the interview. So over the past year, some stats that we've got, we've seen 44% of our applications that come through are from ethnically diverse candidates, with 32% of the placements secured, which is very impressive.
How does the network engage with its members?
We have quarterly meetings, which throughout the year, in which we look at stats, data, we look at questions, we try and give some answers, and it's an open dialogue conversation. Also, we have an AGM on the back of that where we can celebrate successes. We also talk about challenges as well. And the challenges could be anything as small as membership to the ethnicity pay gap. We can also talk about our successes within that year, and it usually comes from the members themselves who have gone through career progression that way, and they share their case study.
Why do you think the network is impactful?
We have an executive sponsor for Empower. So our executive sponsor is Jahan Weerasinghe, who's the managing director for London, the London part of Riverside. So he sponsors the whole group. And I think this is the same for the other 3 colleague networks at Riverside. They've all got exec sponsors. So we are sort of sponsored, we're looked after from the very top of the organisation. That's one way that it's done it. We've also got very, very active allies. So I think probably there's half as many allies as we've got ethnically diverse people who are members of Empower. So that way the word is spread throughout the whole organisation. So whatever our ethnic diverse colleagues are suggesting, will be a good way forward, or maybe look at some policies or some initiatives to enhance career development opportunities. We've got really strong allies who support that. Alison mentioned earlier, we have done case studies where people have shared their stories. So a recent example I can give you, Nathan Graves Sunday, who's one of our directors in London. He's recently recorded a video as part of our Black History Month activities, and that was about being the only Black leader in the room at that senior leadership level. And it was very, very effective, and there's lots of people. We've shared that internally, so there's lots and lots of colleagues who are commenting on that and getting involved and wanting to make a difference. So I think, yeah, that's the 2 main reasons. Very, very active allies, but also having executive sponsorship.
We've also got our accreditation, which members wanted, really wanted some type of accreditation for race. And we were happy to say we've just made our silver trailblazing with Race Equality Matters, and it shows that we are strong, we are listening, and we are willing to take that extra step to make race equality.
Thank you, Lynn, and thank you, Alison. So I'm conscious of time. So what we'll do is we'll go into our third breakout session. So basically, what more can organizations do to help networks thrive? So I know some networks here, people are new and everything. So if you go into breakout sessions, we'll give this one about 6 minutes maybe. So what more can organizations do to help their networks thrive? If as many as you can go in there as possible, that'd be fantastic. Even if you're there just to listen to what others are saying. So if you can go into the breakout groups, that would be fantastic. Okay, welcome back, everyone, and yeah, thank you for my group for sharing. So a whole range of different things actually, which is really interesting. And I think in our group there was touch upon, how did organisations engage with their race networks during the recent race riots? So and we know it's been a real issue, but I think hopefully organisations can learn from that. What do we do in the future? So thank you. So again, if we could just throw in the chats our thoughts of what more can organizations do to help their networks thrive? Yeah, so I'll give you sort of 40 odd seconds to do that. Again, don't worry about typos, spellings, but please do put it in there, because all ideas we will collate. I said we will anonymize them as well. and then share with everyone. It'll most probably be next week now, okay? But you'll all get access to it. And then we've got one more chance for you to do a quick bit of insights and collaboration. We'd love you to take part in our closing poll to see what else we can support and how we can make these events run. And then Raj will do a wrap up for the event. So I'll give another 20 seconds for you we've got 25 ideas so far, which is brilliant. Okay, Sam, if we could have the next slide up, please. So we're getting a lot of organizations or networks saying, how can we help you more, etc. So the bit like the sergeant said earlier, we could guess or assume how we could help you, but it might be completely wrong. So what we'd like you to do, just throw in the chat now, how can Race Equality Matters help your networks make a greater impact and your people to become, successful network leaders? Yeah. So how can we help your networks make a greater impact? So what support could we offer you, or could you want to access? So, there's no right or wrong answers there are right answers, sorry, no wrong answers. So just throw it in the chat, anything we do. And what we'll do is we'll collate this and see what the most common things you're all asking for. And then we'll see if we can try and create something for you next year. So I think we've got things like case studies, training on allyship, offering some frameworks for creating effective networks, senior management training, share new groundbreaking initiatives, training and in-person talks, evidence-based case studies and white papers. Our group are always seeking more confidence in, so it's going too fast, lots of ideas. So this is really, keep going. What we'll do is, as I said, we'll collate all this. We'll share it with you as well, so you can see what other organizations, networks want, and then we'll work a way of doing it. And part of this might be actually you creating the environment or the capability for you all to support each other as well. Okay, beyond this, so that's something we'll look at. So thank you all for doing that. So put your wish, not say we can meet or deliver all these, but put your wish in there. This is like for those that believe in Christmas, this is your letter to Santa, if you want to call it that. Okay. Obviously I've seen some Christmas adverts lately. Okay, thank you for that. So what we'll now just like to do is go into a final poll. This is really important for us as well. And then we'll do a photo at the end for those who want to stay behind, because I see some of you had your makeovers done and done your hair just for today's photo session. So I don't want to let you down. Okay. So if we could do the closing poll, please, Sam, that'd be fantastic. Thank you all. Well, thank you for taking part in the closing poll. So fantastic to see 94% of you say you would recommend today's events to others. No one's saying you wouldn't, and then there's 6% say not sure. So we appreciate these events aren't 100% perfect. So we'd love to know how we could get you into the yes zone. But 94% recommend today's events. So that's a huge kudos and thank you to our wonderful speakers. Question 2: did you learn anything new today? And 91% say yes, you learned something new today, which again is great. So we know your time is really valuable, so want to make sure that you take something from these events. Question 3: did you learn or hear things you wouldn't normally have access to? So that's 72% saying yes. So 3/4 of you, again, you wouldn't normally have access to what you heard, learnt from each other or the wonderful speakers. Did you hear or learn anything that you will use? So if we put the two stats at the beginning together, so 84% yes you would, including if you had the authority. Only 7% saying no, you didn't hear or use anything. So again, we know the breakout sessions are really rich and powerful, as well as the speakers. So it's great that you gain so much from this. Do you think these Race Network lead events help? Or how do you think they help? So 16% say career progression, but the big one is 69% grow your network and connections. So that's brilliant to hear. And 80% gather ideas to benefit your organization. And the further 41% your personal development. So lots of positive stuff from today's event. Question 6: do you think these Race Networks lead help provide 53% saying hope, 83% inspiration, and 10% saying others. It'd be good to know what they were. But so it's fantastic that you feel inspired from this, because we know we just come from Black History Month, and we know it does take its toll on many people, and sometimes we just need a bit of inspiration. Question 7: which of the following things would you be interested in? So 25% applying to be a trailblazer. Please do get in touch. 35% inputting into future Race Equality Matters solutions and insights. Again, we'll let you know in the future. 74% insights and ideas to tackle key race themes. So if you remember, you'll get this in our insights and ideas catalogues. our expert resource, and then 65% mini videos of expert speakers. So thank you for sharing that. Question 8, would you pay for mentor support to help? So we just share this with you. So 22% yes to help deliver a REM solution, 20% for personal development, and 35% saying they wouldn't pay for mentor support, which we appreciate. But yeah, it's something that we're looking to see if we can provide you with more support in your development. Question 9, would your organization have a budget to access a REM expert helpline to support your race network? So 13% saying yes, 31% say no, and then 57% say not sure, and we appreciate you may not have the budgets, etc., or be the budget controllers. The other questions were less relevant, but so jump into question 13. Which of the following topics would be of interest for Race Equality Week events? Active allyship, 55%, microaggressions, 49%, how to move from words to action, 67%, how to make it everyone's business in your organization, 58%, Q&A with organization leaders, 42%, tackling bias recruitment, 59%, and driving organization cultural change, 68%. So all scoring pretty high there. So lots of wonderful and rich topics there. And then question 14, which is again, which of the following would be really helpful for you and your networks? Being mentored by other network leaders, 45%, so that's half of you. Bespoke Race Equality Matter workshops to support your network's calendar activities, 35%. 59% discussion groups with other networks on specific topics. 55% a series of video interviews with race network leaders showcasing what works. 66% insights and ideas collated from race networks on different topics. And 53% guides, resources, how to set up and run an effective network. So thank you for all that. So these are the things that we're going to look into to see if we can try and create something to provide you with additional support you had. So thank you so much for that. Okay, I think we're nearly there. So if Raj is still here, I'll hand over to Raj to, before we do this, actually, one thing we just say, just to let you know, as Race Network leads and future leads, Green Park are developing a new tool or a new app that we'd love you to all have a go at using, because we hope this will help create naturally more inclusion in organizations. So more will be coming soon on it, but we'll just give you a heads up that we'd love you all to have a go in the beta testing. So this is how we build these things, and you tell us what's right with it, what's wrong with it, and how we can make it better. Okay, and the aim is to get it live for Race Equality Week. Okay, Raj, if I can get back to you. Thank you all for that.
Thank you, Javed. That's really good of you. So on the 20th of November, we've got a Get Ready for Race Equality Week 3 months go event, where we will do a live interactive run through of the new 5-day challenge that will be ready for Race Equality Week 2025, which is the first week in February. But that will be available sooner with additional support for REM members. You will also have a chance to hear from each other and share thoughts and plans for Race Equality Week 2025. You'll get a sneak preview of the week's events. And there's also a chance to get a real head start and get lots of new ideas. So please do sign up. That's free. Thank you all for joining us today. I know you've all got other things to do and other places to be, so we're appreciative of your time. Please do go onto our website and find resources that you can access to support you. There are even more if you sign up to be an organizational member. Do get in touch if you'd like REM expertise to run one of our solutions in your organization. Also, do take advantage of our jobs board to engage with a more diverse talent pool. A big thank you to our partners who make all of this possible. And of course, to our 2 speakers, Lynn Boker and Alison Cuddy from Riverside, and Chief Inspector Craig Mallier from North Yorkshire Police. If you have found this helpful in any way and you feel you can, please do consider any kind of donation to help us continue our work and make as much of our work as possible free to people who need to access it. There was a really good intervention in one of the chats where a lady talked about, and not all organizations either have the network groups, and particularly in the smaller voluntary sector, some of the things that we can give them for free may make a real impact on the lived experience of people that they're supporting. So do have a great rest of the week. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Thank you, Javid, and thank you, team.